What is going on YouTube? It is Jake, aka StarCoding, coming at you with another video talking about computer science. I did a live stream earlier today going over email analysis on tryhackme.com. I just wanted to give a quick disclaimer in the beginning of the video that yes, what you're about to watch is a live stream, which means it's not going to be as condensed as it usually is. It's just me thinking through a problem, trying to solve it. But I encourage y'all all to leave a follow on Twitch, join the live stream as it's going on, because that's always fun when we're solving challenges together. But yeah, without further ado, I'll let y'all get to the clip. Very cool. So we're going to learn what email analysis is and why it still matters, about the header sections, essential questions, very cool stuff. So we kind of have here a little tutorial, a little bit of context of what email analysis is before actually getting the challenge, which is why I love Try Hack Me. They don't just throw you into the deep end like some of these CTFs do. They at least give you a little bit of context, and you can go Googling around so that way you're not just totally lost. But there are two main concerns with email analysis. We have security issues, identifying suspicion, malicious patterns in the email, as well as performance issues, identifying delivery and delay issues in emails. So in this task, we're going to focus on security concerns. Before focusing on hands-on email analysis, you'll need to be familiar with the term social engineering and phishing. So social engineering is the psychological manipulation of people into performing terrible tasks and exploiting the weakness in our human nature. Oh, so terrible, but we do it on a daily basis. It's how we, ever ask for a raise? Ever try to get someone's affection? Social engineering. No, just kidding. But then we have phishing, which is a subsection of social engineering, which is delivered through email. So kind of the combination of social engineering in an email is what gives us phishing. And does email analysis still matter in the year 2022 going into 2023? Yes. Various academic research and technical reports highlight that phishing attacks are still extremely common and difficult to detect. Therefore, email analysis is completely and is still an important skill to have. Today, various tools and technologies ease and speed up email analysis. Still, a skilled analysis should know how to conduct a manual analysis when there is no budget for automated solution. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be doing the manual stuff because we are poor college students that don't have an automated system to do it for us. So how are we going to analyze these emails? I guess, yeah, always looking to, where that address was from, to where's it going to, date, the timestamp of when it was sent, subject, return path, the return address of the reply, aka the reply to. If you reply to an email, the reply to go to that address mentioned, domain key and DKIM key. Let's see if we can open this in a new path. The domain keys identified mail. Sorry guys, a little stuffy today. Is an email security standard designed to make sure messages aren't altered between transit. Very cool. So that way, when your emails are transferring over the wire, over the internet, no one is altering them. That'd be very bad. SPF, Sender Policy Framework, is an email authentication method designed to detect forging sender addresses during the delivery of the email. So how do I know that email is actually from the person who says it's from? We can thank our sender policy framework. We have the message ID. We have the meme version, understand the non-text contents and attachments. So there's a lot of stuff that we can go through here. Important email headers. So when we get emails, it is an HTTP method. It is that layer 7 on the application. And so with that being said, there's going to be some header, some metadata that is in the email when it is delivered. And it seems, so what are you going to be looking at here? Multiple header fields can be confusing at a first glance, but starting from key points will make the process slightly easier. A simple process of email analysis is shown below. Do the from, to, and CC fields contain valid email addresses? That'd be sick if they do. Are the from and to methods the same? Are the from and return path fields the same? Was the email sent from the correct server? Does the email ID field exist, and is it valid? Do the hyperlinks direct to suspicious abnormal sites? Do the attachments consist of or contain malware? So we can do some analysis on the files that are attached before the email is delivered if it's behind a server that we own, which is very nice. So we'll need an email header parsing tool to configure text editor. The difference between the raw and parsed views of the email header is shown below. So you can kind of see this is what it's going to look like in plain text. But if we have a nice tool, we can get some syntax highlighting. And it makes, at a glance, way easier to look at than just white text. Definitely makes all the difference when you're looking at a bunch of different header files and header fields. So they have Sublime. They're opening this up, and they're opening it up in plain text. Actually, there is a version for email header, which is very cool. And so, okay, there's a lot going on here. Let's get to the main challenge. Additionally, you can use some open source intelligence tools to check out email reputation and enrich the findings. Very cool. Email rep.io. Let's just go to that real quick. Simple email reputation. Nice. That'd be very cool to look up the domains and all that jazz from there. And it looks like we'll also have some various tools here to do some things. VirusTotal, always a tool that I use for if there's a file. And if you want to see if it's malicious or not, or if it's just a regular file, you can put in VirusTotal, and it'll tell you what is going on with that. Enquest, a service provides network and file analysis. Very cool. Holy smokes, there is so much context. We're not even going to get to the challenge. Yes. So here's showing how to use that VirusTotal. You can kind of, put in the address of the file, wherever it's going to, or if it's like an actual file, you can put it in there. And it looks like there's a behavior tab, which I did not know existed. I might have to go back to VirusTotal and see what that behavior tab can do for me. After that, continue the reputation check and Enquest to enrich the data. Now visit the tool website and use indicator lookup to conduct hash-based analysis. Okay, we can get the SHA hash. Okay, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So let's scroll back to the top of this and see if we're given a file to work with. I think we have a machine. So we'll start our machine and wait for this guy to pop up. Oh man, Microsoft Teams is blowing up right now. What is going on? I think there is a training course going on at work right now, and people are putting in answers. I was like, what the heck? All right. So I think for this challenge, we might use our attack box and just show it in the split view, because I think the file is going to be on this machine. But we've still got the EDM bangers to keep us going. I don't know how it is in all parts of the world, but I can tell you right now where I'm at. It is a nice cloudy day. Mid-50s, a little bit depressing, on the cusp of depressing, but it's fine, because we got some cybersecurity challenges to complete. Alright, and so here we are, we're in our attack box. Let me hit this in full screen mode, so that way I can actually see the entire screen. Why is it so zoomed in? Actually, it's not zoomed in. We're fine. I was wondering if it was. Very cool. So we have our urgent email. He's chilling. He's looking cute. And I think we're going to do some analysis on this guy. And if we just open up a terminal real quick. Oh! That's not what I wanted to do. Let's go to our desktop. And I should be able to see that urgent email. And if we use Vim, we can just open it up and see what's inside this file. So this is our actual email file, how it looks like in plain text. Dude, this thing is so janky. Text in here, as would be expected in a file. I mean, we really can't make any sense out of this. But we can go a couple lines down, see if anything's starting to make sense. Not too much, just a bunch of craziness, but we do have the HTML headers to work with, which is fun. So, email analysis. Let's circle back to it. And what is the first thing we want to find about this guy? What is the email address of the sender? So let's open up Sublime Text, and we'll go to File. And we can kind of see some of the stuff here, and it's from the Chief Elf. It's from the Elf Chieftain, bro. And he's got his email address over here, so that's going to be chief.elf@santaclaus.tmh. Oh my god, I'm terrible. Just butchered the spelling of Try Hack Me. Bam. First one down. And this is just some good stuff to know, because if you're a SOC analyst, if you're the one that's on the back end, your logging software is just going to get a bunch of these going through it all day long. Your Outlook service, this is all it sees coming through it. And so having some system in place that can parse and check this before it reaches your individual customers, super cool. And let's see, a return address. So what is the return address? Return path. Murphy evident at Bandit. So notice how the from and the return path are not the same. If I was making some type of firewall rule, I would definitely make it a rule to where this return path and the from have to be the same, or at least not. Fuck, it's not suspicious, bro. Not suspicious. So let's copy this guy. It's a lot of text. So we hit that Control C, we come over here, we put in the clipboard. And on whose behalf was the email sent? I think it's just talking about who it was sent to in this question. And if that's the case, there should have been... I think I saw... from to, there we go, elves, all. Sending to all the elves, bro. Or, no, it's looking for some sort of word. On whose behalf was the email sent? So who wanted it sent, kind of thing? Urgent. The blue section is down. Switch to load share plan. Plan.doc. So there is a plan.doc planted. I'm just looking through this thing trying to see if they're division of labor. On whose behalf was the email sent? Is that Chief Elf? Nice. There we go. Huge. What is the X spam score? Alright. X spam. I think we were talking about that earlier somewhere. The spam score of the email. How would I check? Is that also here? X spam. I need to check that somewhere. And probably if I put that email in this reputation site. Concentration thinking of how to find this X score. We're probably going to be up here. We can look at this later, but let me just double check here. X spam score. And if we go back, this is how to analyze an email. You need to structure an email header. So it should be X spam status. So if we look at all of our... Oh, there we go. It's 3. It was looking at me right in the face. Lots of scrolling. We are jamming out and analyzing emails for everyone that is watching. Alright, what is the hidden value of the message ID field? What is the hidden value of the message ID field? So I think here we're going to use this command email analyzer to analyze our email. So analyzer. Oh, let's go. We're partying. And we're also we're going crazy. We're partying out. We're having fun. We're doing cybersecurity challenges. Alright, so we have some really hacky looking text going on over here. Essentially, we use this tool, Email Analyzer, and if I do a man on this, I can actually, or not a man, I can look at the documentation on this guy. Maybe. If there is no manual entry, that's cool. Thank you, developers, for not making a man entry. But we can see some cool header stuff, and there is no plain text of the email because it was encrypted. That's very cool. We have this cool stuff, and I think we wanted to look at the message ID, which is this guy right here, encoded in base 64. We know it's encoded in base 64 because of its equal signs, and so we might have to de-encode that. But for the time being, let's just see if we can get away with putting that here. Yeah, so let's open up. I think there might be a command line tool for this. Is there like a base 64? So base 64 encode, decode data, and print to standard output. Options -D to decode. And file. So it needs to be saved into a file with no file, or when file is dot, read standard input, mandatory arguments. Okay, so let's see if we can use this guy from just reading the man entry. So instead of doing that, maybe I can just put it in quotes and it'll work. Alright. You're cool, dude. So let's do touch. We're gonna make a new file. We'll call it our message ID, and then we will we need to open that file, which is fun. There we go. So now I should be able to do base 64 -decode the message ID, and there we go. We decoded it, and we got a nice plain text value that we can now use for this challenge. You always love it when you do something and it comes back completely plain text. Makes me feel like it actually works. Actually very cool. So visit the mail reputation check website provided in the task. What is the reputation result of the email sender? So we actually did this already, and we got that it was risky when we were just, playing around with stuff. And it's suspicious. The domain is valid, but it doesn't have a valid MX record. I think an MX record is something with DNX, but let's just look it up real quick. Mail exchange record. It doesn't have a valid mail exchange record. So it's like, whoa, bro, this is some hacker-esque type stuff. And so I think risky is going to be fine. Nice. What is the file name of the attachment? So there were some attachments on this guy. If we open this file again in Sublime, there were some files attached here. So it was the division of labor load. It was a Word document. So let's copy and paste this guy. What's the hash value? of the attachment. Do I have that already in place, or do I need to do that myself? I might have to do a hash myself. So unless, let me just double check, because knowing me, I'm always just, so content type mixed. Content type multi-part. So we do have some hashes here. I'm unsure if these are the hashes of what we want, though. And we have our attachments here, but I don't see a hash off the top of my mind, which makes me want to minimize this guy. Let's see if we run that. Do we have that command saved? We did not. That is a shame. Here we go. Did it automatically get the hash when we did this little... Let's see if I scroll back up here. Okay. So it's just asking us to do it manually. So we will do the email analyzer of our urgent, and we'll do always resort to just following the tutorial and try hack me if there's one part that's like interesting. So, you know, we typed in all these parameters here, and if we actually looked up at the top, we would realize that the header extracts the header, the U shows any URLs that are present, you know, show clear text, and then extract all is going to extract all the data. And we have this one attachment, division of labor plan.doc extracted to email attachments. So did that save it as a file somewhere? Let me try to hold up. If I ls. Oh wow, yeah, it just did it right there. So I can go in here, and I have this, and I think they were saying to do like the SHA 256 some, and you know, this is just a fingerprint of the file. So essentially, the contents of this file are going to become hashed. There's like a function that takes the file, and it's like a fingerprint for the file. And now I can use this fingerprint to say, like, hey, has anyone else looked at this fingerprint? And if you looked at that fingerprint, is it a cool fingerprint or is it a malicious fingerprint? And that's kind of just a cool way of how we can use file hashing to understand a little bit more about files before we get ourselves in a hairy situation. So let's go to virus total. Total.com. Okay, it's not this. Definitely not this. There we go. This looks This looks better. So now we want to search a hash. We'll input this hash. And holy smokes, dude. 35 security vendors and 1 sandbox has flagged this file as malicious. Dude, Try Hack Me is trying to absolutely dox me, bro. They're like, yeah, dude, I dare you to run this file. Holy smokes. So, you know, let's put in the value of that attachment. Visit the virus total website and use the hash value to search. Navigate to the behavior section. What is the second tactic marked in this file? So we can go to the behavior section. It seems like we have some meat tree signatures. Very cool. Scripting, defense evasion, discovery. Interesting. Rising moves. Crawl 2. Then we got a Word doc. So I'm wondering what exactly they want me to input here. What is the second tactic marked? Second tactic. Is it I think it's just gonna be defense evasion, right? Boom. All right, and I have not used Inquest and used the hash file to search what is the subcategory of the file. So let's go to that Inquest, labs.inquest.com. You know, we're really just getting a nice plethora of tools here to add to not only my, but your arsenal of cyber weapons, cyber tools to, you know, see what files do. And I care about this stuff too. I think it's really, really cool stuff. So let's look up our hash value, not... Fun fact, if you ever want to copy from a terminal, it's always Control-Shift-C, not Control-C. Yeah, just the little things. So, let's look up our file here. It says malicious. And what are we trying to do here? Subcategory is a macro hunter. What the heck is that? Macro hunter. Oh, any Office files with macros. Interesting. So it has some interesting macros inside there, and we are 99% confident that this is malware, guys. That's always fun. If you're like the SOC analyst, when that happens, you're like, you're just creaming your pants. You don't know what to do. So let's type in macro hunter here. And yeah, if you want to learn more about phishing, there's a phishing module on Try Hack Me for all my SOC analysts out there. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Thank you, Try Hack Me, for this challenge. So we're gonna take a quick break. That was about a 40-minute session just for our email analysis section. And we're probably going to get into Cyber Chef here shortly. We have till 4 o'clock Eastern time to get it done. So give me about 5 minutes. I'm going to go get a glass of water and recoup. So be right back, guys.